Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast today. The Cleveland chapter of the Alabama State University Alumni Association celebrates its 50th anniversary this year. Reba Denmark and Jocelyn Travis will share more with us about that organization. And later we will hear from David Lima and Tom Barrett. They represent Chapter 28 of the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors, keeping us apprised of what time it is. And later in the broadcast after that, Laura Thompson and Dr. Joy Robinson Tidmore will talk about Women's Week at the Olivet Institutional Baptist Church here in Cleveland. Good morning again. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning with Reba Denmark, who is sitting on the outside there, who's a chair of the Alabama State University Alumni Association Cleveland chapter. They've got a big event coming up. And Jocelyn Travis, who's sitting next to me, she's the director of the Midwest region of the Alabama State University National Alumni Association.
Yes.
Ladies, tell me, Jocelyn, let's start with you. Tell me about the Alumni Association. What does it do for Alabama State University?
Surely. All of the alumni living in the Midwest region. Of course, Cleveland has a wonderful chapter, but we have chapters throughout the Midwest region: Detroit, St. Louis, Chicago, and basically we try to give back to the university. We give back by providing scholarships to young people, recruiting young people to attend Alabama State University and understand how wonderful it is to go to a HBCU, especially in Montgomery, Alabama.
HBCU, historically black college or university.
That's right.
Yeah. Reba, tell me about Alabama State University. It's in Montgomery, Alabama. It is historically black. It was established many, many years ago for black students, but now open to anybody who wants to go. Tell me about Alabama.
And it was really established in 1867. So now we're 144 years old. So this is a great organization or institution for those that need a higher education. Alabama State has produced some great students, and I'm one of those.
You're one of both of you are going, and I should add that my mother and father both went to Alabama State University, and my late father, Leon Bibb Sr., was very much involved with the Alumni Association.
Absolutely.
And I know you miss him as I miss him too, Leon Bibb Sr. Tell me about the event, Reba, that's coming up now. I know you're here really to talk about that today.
Now, this event that's coming up on May 21st we're celebrating our 50th anniversary for the Alumni Cleveland chapter here. And we're asking everyone to just join us because this is really a historical event. 50 years ago, there were two brave, bright young people, husband and wife, who organized our chapter, Folly Selden and Marie Selden. And there were 6 charter members.
So you're having this big event. It's a fundraiser. I know my Aunt Pearl Robinson will be there as well. A whole bunch of people went to Alabama State University in our family. Tell me, Jocelyn, why you think this is important for this event to take place and where it's going to take place.
Well, it's going to be held at Lander Haven on the 21st of May. And it's important because we need to recognize 50 years. That's a long time to be organized in regards to the spirit of the university and giving back to the community and giving back to Alabama State. And we want people to know that we want all of our alumni to come back, so it's a big family affair. And we also want young people in the community to know that we're here for you. We want you to attend Alabama State. We'll do whatever we can to provide support to you.
You're wearing a pin there that says Hornets.
Yes.
That must be the mascot of the Alabama State University in Montgomery, Alabama.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, how much are tickets now? What's it cost for this event?
Tickets are only $35. I think that's the cheapest ticket in town. And we just know that we still have tickets, and we would hope that some people would just call us and say, we want to come and be a part of this event.
$35.
$35.
Less than a tank of gas.
That's right.
Less than the cost. Saturday, May the 21st at Executive Caterers in Lander Haven, which is on Lander Haven Drive in Mayfield Heights. What time does it start?
It starts at 11:30.
11:30 in the morning. I'm going to put a phone number on the screen where you can get more information. We're going to continue our conversation with these two ladies. 451-8920 in the 216 area code. You see that at the bottom. Or you can go to ALASU, Alabama State University.edu. You can find more about the university itself down there.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. My mother and father met on that campus.
Oh, my goodness.
Way before, well, before I was born. They had just met, but they obviously, they met on that campus and went to college together. So Alabama
Beautiful
State
campus.
University.
It's a beautiful campus, a beautiful spirit, especially coming from Glenville High School. You know, just a whole new culture for me to be in the South and to be just among so many wonderful people who are just focused on education.
So you went to the college where my father went to. You went to the high school where I went. I may be in front of you a couple of years or so. Yeah, leave us with a thought on why this is important to go to this event on Saturday, May 21st at Executive Caterers at Lander Haven, the Alabama State University Alumni Association celebrating its 50th anniversary.
It's important because we want people to know that we have survived for 50 years. And we want them to know also that we are going to give scholarships, and we want people to know that Alabama State is a great institution. If they have youngsters, high school graduates, we would encourage them to take a look at Alabama State University.
You can get a good education down at Alabama State University.
Great education.
In Montgomery, Alabama. You mentioned it was established in 1867.
That's correct.
2 years after the end of the Civil War. This institution, which was geared directly for black students, 2 years was established and has been hanging in there as part of the Alabama State University education system.
Yeah, many of your great educators in Cleveland attended Alabama State, many of them. And that's what we're doing at this event. We're recognizing and honoring those who just came and just have given so much to the community and to the educational system.
As my father used to say, Bama State.
That's right.
That's what he had said.
But old Bama State spirit.
Okay, thank you very much. Reba Denmark, who's sitting on the outside there, she's chairperson of the Alabama State University Alumni Association Cleveland chapter of the big event, which is coming up Saturday, May 21st at 11:30 in the morning at Executive Caterers at Lander Haven. Tickets $35. I got a phone number on the screen. You can call and make your tickets reservations there. And thank you, Jocelyn Travis, who's director of the Midwest region of the Alumni Association.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Go Hornets, son.
That's right.
Go Bama State. Okay.
That's right.
Thank you very much, ladies, for being on the broadcast. I'm going to take a break. In a moment, we'll be right back with more. We're going to talk to the people about the Clock and Watch Collectors Conference, which is coming up. I'm Leon Bibb. Back shortly. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. Good to have you with us today. Chapter 28 of the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors hosts its regional meeting this month, and President David Lima and event chairman Tom Barrett are here to talk about the meeting and about the Watch and Clock Collecting Organization. Good to have you with us, David.
Thank you.
And Tom. David, let me start with you. What is the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors?
Well, the NAWCC, National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors, is a nonprofit organization that has a keen interest in horology, the field of horology.
Horology?
Yes.
And which is?
Which is timekeeping. And we're a hobby, educational, and scientific organization.
And you've brought along some vintage clocks with you. Let's bring in Tom Barrett. You're the expert on all these clocks. How long, when was the first mechanical clock made?
Well, in the late medieval period during, in Europe, late 1300s, early 1400s, they were primarily bell-ringing machines to call the people in the monasteries to prayer.
And because people needed to know what time it was, or when do we gather.
That's true.
When something is to take place. Tell me about some of the clocks that you brought. I know you've got an event. We're going to get to that. But tell me about some of the clocks that you brought.
Well, we'll start here with the largest one. This is called a crystal regulator.
Yeah.
Very popular style in France. This one probably dates from about the 1880s. Ran for 8 days. Very flashy case. Ran for 8 days and would strike the hour on the gong.
And David, these are some of the kinds of clocks we're going to see at your big event coming up on Saturday, May 21st.
We're going to have an exhibit that will feature brass and glass clocks, about 50 or 60 of them.
Okay, let's take the next one right here.
This is another in a crystal regulator case. It's called a torsional pendulum. Instead of the pendulum oscillating back and forth, it rotates from side to side. This probably dates from around 1920 or so. Made in Germany.
And they are keeping time, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we haven't set them for our time of day right now, but they're working.
They will run and keep good time. They're very reliable.
Yeah, you brought a little one with you right up.
This little one here is kind of a miniature version of a carriage clock. This would have been used on, say, the ladies' dressing table in the bedroom. Just a little tiny watch-type movement in there.
Just a little one, and a box.
Well, this clock here is probably what we could call the original travel alarm. When people traveled, they would travel in a carriage or on a train, had a little carrying case, oftentimes had a strap that you would wear around your shoulder. And this is what you would take if you were traveling, so that you would have a timepiece in your hotel room. They later became a little more ornate like this one, and used as a piece in your home.
Hotel rooms always did not have clocks in them, so you took your own time with you.
Exactly.
And what about this one? This is one of my favorites.
This is we call that a little novelty clock. This would have been, actually this was made in America by the Ansonia Clock Company, probably 1880s, 1890s. This would have been used again in a bedroom or on the ladies' dressing table.
Beautiful, just beautiful. Let's go back to you, David. Tell me about the event now. You're going to hold this at Lakeland Community College in Kirtland. What happens at this event?
Well, we're going to have the exhibit that will feature 50 to 60 of these brass and glass clocks. We're going to have 2 workshops and educational programs for the public. And both of those events are free. Then we will have also a mart, which will have somewhere between 150 to 160 vendors who will be buying and selling clocks. Admission to the mart is $10.
But this is going to be Saturday, May the 21st.
That's right, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m.
at Lakeland Community College in Kirtland. And the best way to find Lakeland Community College in Kirtland in Lake County is to get on I-90, go east and exit at Route 306. The big sign says Kirtland. It's the first college you run to. You can't help but run into it.
That's right.
And ironically, it's got a big clock tower, as I recall.
It does.
Right there, right? Tom, what should we keep in mind as we talk about time and talk about your event?
We look at all these as artifacts, clocks, but every one of them has a story to tell. Every one of these, both clocks and watches, were somebody's prized possession, sat in a prominent place in the home, and we try to tell the story about how these clocks and watches fit into the lives of people before us.
Well, you can find more information on everything we're talking about if you go to the website, and the website is nawcc28.org. NAWCC28.org for National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors, and this is Chapter 28.
Chapter 28.org.
You can get more information. But once again, Saturday, May 21st, Lakeland Community College in Kirtland. They're going to have all kinds of clocks like this on display, and watches too, I would assume. And we appreciate David Lima and Tom Barrett of the organization dropping by. One of my favorite songs is Time After Time, and that says it all, I think. Time after time. We do keep up with time. And another one is I Didn't Know What Time It Was by Chicago, but looking at this clock, now I know. It's time for me to take a break. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back in just a moment after these few seconds of time tick by. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. The Olivet Institutional Baptist Church hosts Women's Week this month, and Dr. Joy Robinson Tidmore and Laura Thompson are both here to tell us more about this event and how you can participate in it. Dr. Joy Robinson Tidmore sitting next to me. Good to have you with us. And Laura Thompson sitting next to her. Thank you so much. What is Women's Week at the Olivet Institutional Baptist Church?
Women's Women's Week at the church is a time of great fellowship. This is a time where we are encouraging women from across the city and, of course, our congregation to come together for a great time of worship, praise, fellowship, youth development, and power for preaching.
Kind of directing things specifically to women.
Directing for the women.
But I'll bet the men will be able to get something out of the presentation.
I'm sure they will.
We usually
I'm sure they will.
What inspired this event, Laura?
Well, this is actually our first women's conference began in 2004. So this is an annual event. And basically we're looking to inspire women spiritually, mentally. We want to get them on track with God. If they need help, they need praise, they need worship, they need fellowship. That's basically what inspired the event.
You got a bunch of workshops and things going on.
Yeah, we have a variety.
What happens at the workshops?
These workshops will serve to assist women in their walk with the Lord. It gives us and provides us with guidance for spiritual disciplines. They will be led by pastors, local pastors, and some from out of town, who will come and help us learn how to create an environment that draws us closer to the Lord.
Is it open to anybody who wants to come?
It is open. The registration is free, and we're encouraging women to come from citywide and across.
Now, my notes have this. It's going to be Wednesday, May the 18th through Sunday, May the 22nd at the Olivet Institutional Baptist Church, which, by the way, is located at 8712 Quincy Avenue. It's really, if you can find the corner of Quincy Avenue and East 89th Street, you will see the church right there, right across the street from the Karamu Theater. It's a wonderful, wonderful church. I've been there many times. Laura, what do you think is vital to Women's Week? What's the underlying thing you want, especially the women, to walk away with?
Right. Basically how they can serve God the way they want, the way God wants them to serve. To do every aspect of their life thinking of God and God's will. That's the main aspect of it. We want women to walk away knowing what's expected of them spiritually.
And if they can strengthen their lives, Dr. Joy Robinson Tidmore, if they can strengthen their lives spiritually, is there an effect which strengthens their lives physically and health-wise?
Well, I think so. I do believe that once you strengthen your core spiritually, if you think about it in terms of a workout, and you strengthen your core spiritually, that strength will transcend to every aspect of your life. Your work, your relationships at home, your relationships with your children or peers. So I think this weekend will serve as a catalyst to spark the fire to help women become closer to God, to have better relationships with the Lord, and also provide guidance as we walk our own paths to a relationship to God.
Do I hear an amen from the amen corner over there?
Definitely, amen. And I think women are going to enjoy this conference. We have some new things this year. As Joy mentioned, we're looking to fellowship, worship. We're going to have beautiful, wonderful gospel music, liturgical dance, Bible study, workshops, praise, and powerful preaching. This is going to be a fun and spiritually uplifting event.
And this is open to the public,
It's
right?
open to the general public. Registration closes May 15th, Sunday.
Does it cost anything to get there?
It's free.
It's absolutely free.
It's absolutely free. We just want you to come.
As God would want it.
That's right. That's right.
It's
That's
absolutely
right.
open to the...
And people can register online at oibc.org, and they can also call the church at 216-721-3585.
We put that number on the screen, and we put that website on the screen. As Laura said, 216-721-3585 or oibc.org for Olivet Institutional Baptist Church.org.
And find us on Facebook.
And Reverend Jawanza Colvin is the pastor over there.
Yes.
I saw him the other day. He and I chatted the other day. And, of course, I always see Reverend Otis Moss, who is the pastor emeritus, I suppose, who's now retired. Yeah. Leave us with a thought on why this is so vital, that this kind of Women's Week running between May 18th and the 22nd at the Olivet Institutional Baptist Church.
Well, I think for this community, I think Olivet has always been in the forefront of reaching higher and growing stronger. And this will bring women into the front line of that ministry. I think from this weekend, we should take away the idea of saying yes to God. And that's what we want to express through this event, through all of our workshops, our speakers, and our Bible studies. So come out, join us in a time to say yes to God, give Him your lives, and receive the blessing that He has promised for you.
And once again, Laura, it's free and open
It is
to the
free.
public.
It is free. And I also want to mention we have something new this year for youth ministry called Nurture the Pearls, where we're looking for girls 13 to 18 who we hope to help spiritually, physically, deal with the aspects of growing up.
Build strong girls.
That's right.
Build strong women.
That's right. Being a woman of God.
Okay. Many thanks, Dr. Joy Robinson Tidmore, who's chair of the Olivet Institutional Baptist Church Women's Week, and Laura Thompson, who's a member of the church. Good to have you both on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wednesday through Sunday, May 18th through the 22nd at Olivet Church. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'll take a break in a moment. Marcia Maccabee, the Urban League, will be here with her words of wisdom. She's always a wise woman. Back after this. Here's Marcia Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. The Urban League, one of our partners on this broadcast. Hey, Marcia.
Hey, Leon. How you doing today?
I'm okay. You too?
I'm doing good, doing good. Wanted to share with our audience today something that I've been really becoming more aware of lately. I've had the fortunate opportunity to attend the FBI Citizens Academy for the spring this year, and one of the topics that we've been talking about is this human trafficking situation. And I'll tell you, my heart was just touched about the number of young girls, 12, 13, 14 years old, who are being lured into prostitution by individuals who are just preying on young girls who may not have a strong relationship at home, may not feel that they're in an environment where they're loved and cherished and protected, and they're falling prey to these individuals who want to promote them for their own good. So I just want to encourage our listeners out there to let's just get around our daughters and our granddaughters and our nieces and even nephews, because it happens to boys too. But we really need to cherish our young people and protect them and make sure that they know that they're loved and that they're so important to us.
In many instances, these young people who get caught up in the sex trade trafficking are looking for love from somebody. And if they don't get it over here, they may be tempted to go look for it over there in a bad place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got 30 seconds remaining. What does the FBI suggest that we do?
The FBI suggests that we do just what we're doing here on air today, is make people aware, that we be on the lookout for individuals who may in the malls or in shopping centers, you know, places like that, bus stations, who are approaching these young girls.
Okay. Thank you so much. Marcia Maccabee, words of wisdom. That'll do it for us. Take care.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.